Unfortunately, there were two mass shootings over the weekend, one at a Mormon church in Michigan and another at a Dockside restaurant in North Carolina. And the shooters have some very strange things in common. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the two mass shootings that happened over the weekend, one at a Mormon church in Michigan and the other at a Dockside restaurant in North Carolina. In the Dockside restaurant situation, a guy pulled up in the boat and began to fire indiscriminately. In the Mormon church shooting, a guy drove his truck through the building, set it on fire, and opened fire indiscriminately. Now, there were quite a few injured and quite a few deceased. May all those who died rest in peace. Prayers out to the family. And if you're injured right now, we pray you get well very soon. Now, as I said from the beginning, there's some odd similarities between these two shooters. Very odd similarities, and it makes me think of something else. Now, before I get into what I think, my opinion about this, let me just show you what's going on here, okay? You see what it says right here. Two mass shootings involving U.S. Marine Iraq war veterans occur within 24 hours. So, okay, both veterans, both in the Marines, both went to Iraq. Coincidence? I guess so. So the first person, Nigel Edge, the alleged gunman in the Southport, North Carolina shooting. Thomas Jacob Sanford, the alleged gunman in the LDS church shooting in Grand Blanc, Michigan. And of course, LDS, that is Latter-day Saints, that's the Mormons. Now, you see what's going on here. Let me show you a little bit more. So this is the guy with American Idol star Kelly Pickler to the Country Music Awards, okay? How are you at the Country Music Awards? How are you getting to that level of fame? What was the thing that put you in that situation? Were you already known to authorities? Has your background been investigated? What's going on with this? It seems a little bit too odd to me, okay? Now, here is the Mormon church shooter, and they're trying to characterize him as a Trump supporter because they did a Google Maps search on his house, and they went to the street view and found that outside of his place. Now, you see it's a Trump Pence sign, so it's probably an older picture, probably from, Trump's first term. But as you can see, it is perched atop a stop sign, okay? And the stop sign doesn't appear to be a street sign like out there on the street. It's affixed to the fence. At least that's the way it looks like to me. So the message I get from this is stop Trump. I hate Trump. I don't like Trump. That is the message I get. But the mainstream media will say, oh, he was a Trump supporter. See, look at the sign. You see what I'm saying? So that's one more thing. Now, right before the Mormon church shooting happened on Sunday, the leader of the Mormon church, the president of the Mormon church, died at his home at 101 years old. And they said, from what I'm able to read, that he died that Saturday, peacefully at home, again, 101 years old. But of course, the cops are going to have to probe it because it's a little bit too much of a coincidence where the LDS president dies right before a Mormon church gets shot up. And it was specifically targeted for being Mormon because when the guy went in there, they said that he said, do you believe in Jesus Christ or Joseph Smith? And of course, Joseph Smith is or was the founder of the Mormon church. Okay. Now, when I first saw all this, and before we even get to this, when I first saw all this, my thought process was, okay, there's too many things going on, too many similarities, too many odd things happening. It feels like a PSYOP and a PSA. Matter of fact, let me come back here so you can see me clearly. It feels like a PSYOP and a PSA. A PSYOP meaning it feels a little bit too orchestrated. I'm not sure by who, but the why could be it's a PSA. Remember the first few mass shootings that happened this year or within the past few months, weeks, whatever? What was the archetype? Young white male, a troon, online too much, transgender or transgender adjacent. That was the original thing. Look out for your son who's 25 years old, who's online too much, who might want to be involved in this, that, and the third. That was the first PSA. Now, hey, look out for your Marine Iraq war veteran in his 30s and 40s. He might be a little bit crazy. He might not have his mental health taken care of. So look out for him. That is what it feels like to me, although I'm not going to sit here and tell you that that's what it is, meaning a PSYOP and the PSA. But if y'all feel the same way, let me know in the comments. Now, this person spoke to the church shooter before he did what he did. Now, let's hear what he has to say. And of course, I will link to this in the description. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Hello, everyone. I'm talking to Chris right now, and you contacted me a short time ago. Pretty distraught because actually, earlier today, you came to the realization that you say that you talked to the person who did this horrible thing in Grambling Township.
I did last week. It was Wednesday or Thursday. I'm running for city council and I'm canvassing, and I had an address on my map that I went to, and I came across a gentleman. He was very friendly, and he had interacted positively with me, and we got out of the vehicle. We started just to talk, and after a short while, the conversation went to the Church of Latter-day Saints, Mormonism, and he just made the position multiple times that Mormons are the Antichrist. And he, in not so many terms, said that several times. He gave me his background, but I just walked away from a person who had some very sharp views about Mormons.
So you can see right there was a beef with Mormons. Why? I mean, who knows? I mean, look, I don't care what you have as your faith. Practice whatever you want to practice. You want to be a Mormon, a regular Christian, Catholic, whatever you want to do, that's your business. The problem is when it becomes dangerous. And of course, in this instance, it became dangerous. And again, may all those who died rest in peace, prayers out to the family, and those who were injured, may you get well soon. Now, let's hear from witnesses at that Mormon church shooting.
Federal and local authorities urgently investigating the mass shooting and fire that engulfed the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints Sunday in Grand Blanc, Michigan.
We have an active shooter of the church, and PD's on scene saying the building is also on fire.
Investigators say 4 people were killed and at least 8 others injured.
I can confirm at this time that the FBI is now leading the investigation and is investigating this as an act of targeted violence.
Authorities say the suspect, a 40-year-old Thomas Jacob Sanford, rammed this pickup truck through the church's front doors. Then, armed with an assault rifle, opened fire at hundreds of congregants packed inside for Sunday services.
We got children inside too.
The first calls to 911 at 10:25 a.m.
Just saw a guy with a gun, and he started opening fire at everybody.
Paul Kirby ran outside after hearing a loud boom.
I'm sure it'll hit me later tonight just how close I was to possibly dying. Once I got with my family, gave them a big hug, and it's just the fear of losing them was extremely difficult.
One survivor, still in his blood-stained shirt, telling our ABC affiliate WXYZ the suspect was wearing camouflage and shot at his car as he tried to flee.
He pointed his gun at our car and fired 3 shots. 2 of them went through our windshield and just missed me, and luckily everybody else.
Police say the suspect also set the building on fire, plumes of black smoke filling the sky. And investigators say they located suspected explosive devices linked to the suspect as well, teams working to safely clear the heavily damaged building.
We do believe that we will find additional victims once we have that scene secure.
Yeah, because of the fire. See, the thing about it is when you, with the open fire from the weapon, that's one thing. But then the blaze, the flames in the church trapped people. And after the fire is out, then they got to go find other bodies, unfortunately. Now, there's more. We have to get to the other shooting. This is going to be in Southport, North Carolina, close to Wilmington, at a Dockside restaurant.
New tonight at 6, we're learning more about the man charged for opening fire at a building full of people enjoying their evening at a waterfront restaurant in the Brunswick County city of Southport. This happened at the American Fish Company. That's a popular bar and live music venue in the Southport Yacht Basin. The bar is closed indefinitely following the shooting. Investigators say 40-year-old Nigel Edge, you see him right there.
So, wait a minute. Wait. They're the same age as well? Didn't we just hear the other guy, the Mormon church guy, he's 40. This guy's 40. They're both Marines. Iraq war veterans. What's going on here? There's too many coincidences. I'm just saying, but let's continue.
Are facing multiple charges, including first-degree murder, 5 counts of attempted first-degree murder, and 5 counts of assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill, inflicting serious injury. As WRL's Laura Levine reports, investigators believe this mass shooting was highly premeditated.
Evil has come ashore in Southport, North Carolina.
A targeted attack on a safe haven. That's how investigators describe the tragedy to hit this small coastal community.
The thin veneer of peace and tranquility which has enveloped this idyllic waterfront community was shattered last night by gunfire that came from the water.
Police say the suspected shooter, 40-year-old Niall Edge, opened fire with an assault rifle from a boat around 9:30 p.m. Saturday in a highly premeditated attack on the American Fish Company waterfront restaurant.
Reports came in rapidly of a boat sitting in the waterway. Reports of a subject shooting multiple patrons of the establishment.
He was later captured at a boat access point in Oak Island. 3 people died. 5 others are in the hospital. Investigators say many were tourists on vacation. The motive or intent is unclear.
The thread that connects everyone who's a victim in this case to this point just appears to be a love of having a good time and enjoying all that Southport has to offer.
Investigators say Edge self-identifies as a combat veteran with PTSD. Oak Island police revealed they've had...
Look, before they even said that about PTSD, I already knew what it was going to be. Veteran with PTSD. Didn't I say that from the beginning? I had not even watched this yet. I had not even read that about him yet, but I already know what it is. So again, it feels like a psyop. Although I'm not going to say that it's fake. Obviously, people are dead. But it feels like a PSA. Hey, watch out for these 40-year-old white guy, veteran, Iraq War, Marines. Anybody in that kind of group, anybody that may be similar to that, watch out for it. That's what it feels like.
Many encounters with him in the past.
There are some minor contacts over the years, but nothing significant in his past, which would give us any indication that he was capable of such horror.
So they had known about him before, some minor legal issues, some minor situations. Maybe there might have been an assault battery, something like this, but nothing to this level, nothing that would make them think he would go and do something like this. But as I close, I want to say this again, rest in peace to all those who died. Prayers out to the family, those who are injured, may you get well soon. I don't know what's going on here, but something's going on. And I think what I could take away from this as a positive maybe would be that everyone should check on your loved one and check on yourself. If you're not feeling right, your mental is not all the way there. You got to take care of that because you don't want to become a loose cannon. You don't want to become a danger to yourself or others. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your opinion about these 2 shootings and their similarities? Just coincidences? Is something more than that? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. This is most certainly a tragedy. These are tragedies, this shooting and that shooting and all the other ones. And I think the focus should be on how to prevent it. How to prevent these kinds of things from happening. People talking about guns. Oh, let's just make guns illegal. Oh, okay, you got 400 million guns out in the wild. What you going to do about them? You're not going to solve the problem by just trying to with a magic wand. That's not living the reality. What we need to do is have better security and better treatment for individuals who have mental health issues rather than just playing into the mental problems. Let's try to treat it so tragedies like this can be prevented. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.